To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Well, I don't want to be true.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable.
Shannon Sharpe's life has taken a dark turn after being accused of some truly disturbing things by a young woman. Things are not looking good for him right now. There's leaked audio, a $50 million lawsuit, and surprisingly, it seems that Monique had warned him this would happen. Her predictions have sadly come true.
I'm always very upfront with you guys about my biases. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do not like Shannon Sharpe. I do not think he's a good person. It's personal for me. Okay, last year being the toughest year on my family in our entire life. And as soon as I got fired from the Daily Wire, there were certain people who I had done nothing to, who I had never spoken about, who were just like dancing on what they perceived was my grave.
Candace has given y'all her butt to kiss for 2 decades. And the moment, what they doing? They can't fire me, they can't fire me. The hell you say? Now look at her.
Now look at you, Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Oof, that Candace karma comes quick. He's now in a very serious predicament because a young woman has come forward.
Once again, Shannon Sharpe is making headlines, but this time the controversy surrounding him is far worse than anything he's faced before. Shannon has been accused of some truly shocking and horrific actions. A woman, referred to as Jane Doe, has filed a lawsuit against him, claiming that he assaulted her multiple times over a span of 2 years. Under the legal guidance of Tony Busby, Jane Doe filed the lawsuit in Nevada. According to the legal documents, she accuses Shannon of repeatedly assaulting her and recording their encounters without her consent. Worse still, she claims that he then shared these recordings with other people. The woman states that she met Shannon at a gym in LA back in 2023. At the time, she was 20 years old, and Shannon was 54. She alleges that after their initial meeting, Shannon pursued her persistently, despite her lack of interest. Eventually, after his repeated attempts, she says she gave him a chance. That's when things reportedly began to take a disturbing turn.
They met. Now, to be clear, she says she was just 20 years old, which I hate. I hate that a 56-year-old man is hitting on a 20-year-old at the gym. Again, not illegal, but yes, probably very immoral. I think we can all agree. Like, going after young women who are younger than your daughters, it's pretty gross. He would have been 54 at the time.
According to the lawsuit, Shannon allegedly asked the woman to sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, before they could meet up. However, after she refused to sign it, he reportedly dropped the idea. The lawsuit describes Shannon as a controlling person with some disturbing tendencies. One incident recounted in the lawsuit claims that Shannon became violent and threatened to harm her after she arrived late to his place. He allegedly demanded complete control over her time and body. The lawsuit further states that a woman can consent to relations with a man many times, but if she says no even once, that should be respected. Shannon, accustomed to getting his way, supposedly failed to understand this basic concept. He allegedly expected the woman to drop everything and follow his demands, especially when it came to seeing him. The woman also claims their relationship, although rocky, was consensual. Remember the time last year when Shannon accidentally went live on Instagram from his bed with an unknown woman? Jane Doe says that at that time, they were seeing each other, and the incident hurt her deeply. She wasn't the woman in the live video, which humiliated her, leading her to distance herself from Shannon. However, Shannon allegedly didn't take it well and bombarded her with countless calls, DMs, and FaceTimes. Eventually, she had to leave Nevada to get away from him. According to the lawsuit, things escalated between them, and in October of the previous year, Shannon allegedly forced the woman into a car and took her to her apartment. Once there, he reportedly assaulted her. Shannon allegedly grabbed her head and forced her to look at him as she cried, saying, "Look at this. Look at my arm. I've got chills. That's how good this is." The lawsuit claims this wasn't an isolated incident. In January, Shannon allegedly visited her under the pretense of giving her a Christmas birthday gift. However, once he arrived, he reportedly had other intentions and forced himself onto her, refusing to wear protection. The situation took a dramatic turn when Shannon, frustrated with the lawsuit and Jane Doe's anonymity, decided to release text messages between them to prove his innocence. In these texts, the woman, later identified as Gabriela Zuniga, allegedly sent explicit messages to Shannon, asking for things that can't be repeated here without violating content policies. The details in these texts have added a new layer of controversy to the already messy situation.
Shannon Sharpe signed a $100 million contract and immediately got sued for $50 million by a woman who said that he essayed her.
Shannon's lawyer responded to the release of the text messages with a statement saying, "The evidence paints a clear picture that this was a consensual adult relationship, which included role-playing language and fantasy scenarios." Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the false claim of assault. He will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process, with a judgment based on the facts and the law. However, the drama didn't stop there. Just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any messier, Shannon took to his Instagram claiming that this was all part of an elaborate scheme by Tony Busby to extort him, similar to what Busby allegedly tried with Jay-Z last year. To make matters worse, Shannon revealed that Tony Busby was planning to release a short, out-of-context audio clip of him and Gabriella, designed to make him look bad. The plot continues to thicken as the legal battle unfolds.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Shortly after Shannon posted his video, Tony Busby did exactly what Shannon predicted. He released the audio clip, just as Shannon had said. The drama continues to unfold, with each side making their case more publicly, adding even more fuel to the already blazing fire.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you.
In the released audio, Shannon can clearly be heard, threatening Gabriella. However, Shannon claims that this short clip is only part of a much longer 10-minute conversation that has been taken out of context. What's even more surprising is that there seems to be a history of wild, graphic messages exchanged between them, painting a completely different picture of their relationship. We're talking about dominant and submissive dynamics, with things like her allegedly asking him to put a dog collar around her neck and choke her during intimate moments. But here's where it gets even more suspicious. Tony Busby, in his attempt to drag Shannon, didn't release the full audio. Instead, he only dropped a short, incomplete clip, leaving out the full context of the conversation.
So here's my take. I think it is probably true that he was set up. I think it is probably true that this young woman wanted money. I think it's probably true that she intentionally engaged in this sort of, I don't even know what to call this kind of kink. Is it like bestiality? I don't know what people are into these days. Okay, I've aged out. I should really be referring to myself as a grandma. But I will also say this. These people put themselves into these scenarios, right? And again, over and over again, we are seeing Shannon Sharpe in these sorts of scenarios and continually having to make these sorts of statements so that he can ironically or unironically preserve his job and his reputation. How about just behaving well behind the scenes? How about not being a 56-year-old man that hits on people at the gym to avoid these sorts of circumstances? It's hard to feel bad for him.
Now, the internet is buzzing, and people are asking whether this was a toxic relationship that got twisted into something much bigger, or if someone's hiding crucial receipts. Many feel there's something fishy going on here. After the audio was released, comments started flooding in with mixed reactions. Some people blasted Tony Busby, calling him a dirty rat and the scum of the earth, hoping someone would deal with him soon. Others expressed doubt about the allegations, saying things like, "This girl is trying to set this man up. Just read the text she sent him and tell me this wasn't a trap." As the audio continues to raise eyebrows, many are leaning toward the idea that it feels like a setup. Shannon's team insists there was a history of consensual roleplay, and the text messages seem to back that up. Some even believe Gabriella might have been baiting Shannon to get a reaction for the lawsuit. The situation is getting even more complicated as people dig deeper into the recording. The tone of Gabriella's voice in the audio doesn't sound like someone who's scared. Instead, it seems like she knew exactly what to say to provoke a specific response from Shannon, all while recording the interaction. It doesn't seem like she was fearful at all, and some are now questioning whether the whole thing was staged. One thing's for sure, this entire situation is a tangled mess with no clear answers yet.
I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my Uncle Shannon Sharpe. That's right. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal.
Right after facing major backlash. Online, lawyer Tony Busby made a shocking statement, claiming that Shannon offered Gabriella $10 million to make the whole scandal go away. On his Instagram, Tony wrote, "On the one hand, Mr. Sharpe and his lawyers claim the case filed by Jane Doe is meritless. Yet on the other hand, they have now disclosed that Mr. Sharpe offered Jane Doe $10 million in writing not to file her lawsuit. That is a true statement. Jane Doe was offered $10 million to settle, but rejected the offer, and chose to proceed with litigation. Sharpe's team is now trying to discredit and dox her. As anticipated, Sharpe and his team are also attacking me, but we will not be deterred by these tactics." Many have pointed out that Tony used similar tactics with Jay-Z, and he was eventually exposed as a liar and ended up getting sued. Because of this history, people are hesitant to believe Tony's claims, thinking he might be doing the same thing with Shannon. So, what do you think about this entire mess? Do you believe there's more to that audio clip? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to check out our other videos for more shocking celebrity updates and the latest gossip.